Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Myself Nandita. Today let us discuss about a biomass conversion technology. Now let me tell you about a biomass. A biomass is an organic matter, wood, crops or a seaweed, animals waste that can be used as an energy source. Biomass is probably our oldest source of energy after the sun. And for the thousands of years, people have burned wood to heat their homes and cook their foods. Biomass gets is an energy from the sun, and all organic matter contains stored energy from the sun. During this process called as photosynthesis, sunlight gives and plants that energy they need to convert water and carbon dioxide into oxygen and sugars. And these sugars are called as carbohydrates that supplies a plant and the animals that eat plants with the energy. Food rich in carbohydrates are good source of energy for the human body, and the food rich in carbohydrates even it can be a renewable energy sources because it supplies the non it supplies are not limited, and we can also grow trees and crops as and waste always exits. As you know that a biomass is a renewable energy sources that can be derived from a living or a recently living organisms. A biomass include biological material, non-organic material like coal, charcoal, etc. Energy derived from a biomass is mostly used to generate electricity or a produced heat. The energy derived from a biomass is most usually generate electricity to produce a heat. The thermal energy is extracted by a mean of an combustion, pyrolysis and gasification. Biomass can be a chemically or a biochemically treated to convert energy-rich fuels. Now, let me tell you about the uses of biomass energy. Usually, we burn a wood and use its energy for heating and burning. Through it's not the only way to convert the biomass energy into a usable source energy. There are four ways, that is burning, bacterial decay and fermentation and conversion. Now let me tell you about burning. We can burn a biomass, special plants to produce steam for making an electricity, or we can burn to provide heat from industries and homes. Now bacterial decay. A bacteria feed on a dead plants and animals producing a gas called as a methane. This is a natural process that happens whenever waste decays. A methane is the same thing as a natural gas. That gas holds some natural gases utilized. Next, fermentation, adding a yeast to a biomass, producing a coal or a called as an ethane. This is how the wine, beer and liquor are made. A wine is a just fermentation of a grape juice. A conversion is a biomass can be converted into a gas or a liquid fuels by using a chemical or a heat. In India, the cow manure is converted into a methane gas to produce electricity. And methane can also be converted into a methanol, a liquid form of methane. As you are seeing in the picture, they are the sources of biomass. At the first, agriculture and crop residues and sewages, municipal solid waste and animal resources and industrial recyclers and the forestry crops and deciders. They are the sources of biomass. Let me tell you about the biomass conversion technologies to other form of energy. There are four methods. One is physical method, direct conversion, thermochemical method and biochemical method. Now at the first, let me discuss about a physical method. Physical method, the compression of a combustible material density is increased by reducing the volume of through the process is called as an briquetting and pelletization. The fuel oil can be extracted from the plant products by the expelling them, that is explaining agro products and the fuel extractions. Pelletization, that is a waste wood is pulverized, dry and forced under the pressure through an extraction devices, and extracted masses is from the pellets, that is wrought 5 to 10 millimeter and 12 millimeter long, and that can be used in a steam power plant and a gasification system. It reduces a moisturize to about 7 to 10%, increase the heat wave of a biomass. Briquetting, that is they are made up of an woody matter, that is agriculture waste and sawdust, and replacement of a fossil fuels such as an oil or a coal, and can be used to heat the boilers in manufacturing plants. And burning of a wood barbecue is for more efficient than a burning firewood. Moisturizing a content is as low as 4%, whereas for green firewood it may be higher, that is 65%. It brought about the comparison and squeezing of an moisture and breaking down the electricity of an wood and a bank. Tell you about a second method, that is a direct combustion method. It is also called as an installation of a biomass immediate useful heat, and heat or steam producers are either used to generate electricity or provide the heat for an industrial process, that is space heating and cooking, etc. And the moisture content, that wide range of composition tracks and decreases the efficiency of an conversion. Economic advantages of an cogeneration make it attractive for the adoption. Method, that is a thermochemical method. A basic thermochemical process is to convert a biomass into a valuable conversion product is known as pyrolysis. The biomass is heated either by the absence of oxygen or a partial combustion of some of the biomass is restricted air or an oxygen supply. And the pyrolysis can be process of all the form of an organic material including rubber and plastic, and which cannot be handled by other methods. The product are usually a gas mixture, that is H2CO and CO2, and that is methane and N2. Oil like liquid water soluble phase including an acetic acid, acetone, methanol, and non-aqueous phase including an oil and a tar, and nearly a pure carbon char. This product depends on the types of and feedstock, temperature, pressure, duration, and heating. High temperature pyrolysis, that is 1000 degrees Celsius, maximum gas product process is known as an gasification. The low temperature pyrolysis, that is up to that is minimum 600 degrees Celsius, maximize the char output. The process is called as an carbonization, that is gasification, and this is carbonization at a relative low temperature 250 to 450 degrees Celsius. High pressure, that is 270 atm, liquid product is obtained. Process is called as an liquefaction process. Next method is, that is a biochemical method. This process make use of a metabolic action of a microbial organisms on a biomass to produce a liquid or a gaseous fluids. Here there are two types of biochemical method, that is ethanol fermentation and the aerobic fermentation, that is anaerobic digestion. Now let me tell you about an ethanol fermentation. It is the decomposition of, in the absence of an air, of a simple XOR sugar, the sugar containing 6 carbon atoms per molecule, that is C6H12O6, in an aqueous solution of an action in an enzymes present in a yeast in an acid condition, that is their pH value will be of 4 to 5 at 32 degrees Celsius. The product are ethanol and carbon dioxide. As I am seeing in the screen, that is the formula of an ethanol and carbon dioxide is given. C6H12O6 that give rise to 2C2H5OH plus 2 carbon dioxide. Second one is an anaerobic fermentation, that is an anaerobic digestion. The converting decaying wet biomass and animal waste into a biogas through an decomposition process by which an action of an anaerobic bacteria, that is a bacteria that live and grow in the absence of oxygen. The carbon dioxide present in the biomass may be ultimately divided between a fully oxidized CO2 and fully reduced methane. At 20 to 55 degrees Celsius, decaying wet biomass that give rise to a biogas. That is the formula of an biogas, that is a methane and a carbon dioxide. Biomass material in the form of an water slurry is digested by the bacteria anaerobically for their survival days in an airtight container. Thank you guys. Please